ties right into this segment. Go to this website that you're going to love. It's mintpressnews.com. Go to mintpressnews.com. Why? Well, as I said, we're covering nothing but headlines all day today. All day today you find President Obama at a news conference. You find the world in turmoil. Headlines, the weather, Oklahoma City. You know what I'm talking about. This is exactly where an independent media serves you best. The Ed Till Show for 30 years, an independent radio call-in talk show on the issues of the day and the breaking news of the day with the newsmakers that count for the people who work in America, you know, the working class, the truck drivers, the school teachers, the moms, the dads, the grandparents. That's who we are. Now, there's a news service independent called the mintpressnews.com. Go to mintpressnews.com. Go to mintpressnews.com. See the latest on Obama and Putin. Get the latest on Walmart, Iran's political prisoners, stories like New Jersey's medical marijuana. Not just the stories, because these are headlines you might see on other news locations on the web, but Mint Press News is an independent online news organization. They provide in-depth, thought-provoking analysis, reporting, and political commentary on the most pressing issues facing our nation and our world, including national politics, foreign affairs, energy, the environment, civil liberties, all through the lens of social justice and human rights. Follow me at this website. Go to mintpressnews.com. Go to mintpressnews.com. Follow along. Now, they're on Facebook also. Facebook, you'll find them under Mint Press News MPN. You got it? The words Mint Press News followed by MPN on Facebook. But the main thing I want you to follow is the website describing what makes them different. In a headline-driven industry, don't we all know, this is a website that provides readers, you, me, with an innovative form of journalism that not only covers the who, what, when, where, and why, but also includes information on how certain topics relate to democracy, human rights, and government, keeping the stories that really matter grounded in social justice while empowering readers. Now, this is advocacy journalism at its best. I love it. It's time in an adverse world where so much of the mainstream media is watering down what are sometimes the most important elements of a story. You now have a terrific, reliable, independent media source. It's a team of editors and writers, reporters, national and international correspondents, contributors. The masthead includes veteran journalists, war correspondents, grassroots leaders, activists, analysts, authors, and academics. It's very impressive. It's mintpressnews.com. Go to mintpressnews.com. That's mintpressnews.com and see for yourself. Now, let me mention a few names, just a few, because really what you need to do is experience the website. But I'm going to mention a few names, okay? The BBC's Joe Erickson. Steve Horn, an investigative journalist. This is what you're going to love. From Madison, Wisconsin, we have a station in Eden, Wisconsin, a fellow, research fellow at DeSmog Blog, a contributing editor, right, at Center Punch, and he's appeared in The Nation, The Guardian. It's a long list of staff, writers, investigative reporters. I want you to see it yourself on the website. Rather than just give you everything from the website, I would rather you go to the website. How distinct is your interest in foreign affairs, in the international economy, on the kind of real news, not this eye candy and ear candy that passes for news, but real hard news from around the world, the state of the world? Do you have a reliable online journalistic source? You do now. It's the Mint Press News. Go to mintpressnews.com. Go to Mint Press News. Go to Mint Press News. And now see their phenomenal coverage on the environment. You're just not going to get a lot of environmental coverage in the mainstream media. Now, I don't care what side of the issue you're on. This is an independent news organization, so you make up your own mind. I'm saying, how much time does Brian Williams or Anderson Cooper spend on the very non-sexy issues of the environment? Yes, when there's a big oil spill and it's an oil company and everybody's beating up the oil company and the rig is yes, I get that day. They're doing it. Or somebody finds a beautiful animal somewhere in the Amazon, and for 20 seconds they talk about the environment. But if you want real environmental reporting, foreign affairs reporting, national reporting, genuine independent reporting, investigative reporting, I mentioned some of the investigative reporters. There is also a terrific staff, including folks from Yahoo News, folks who have also... The experience here goes to every corner of the Middle East. They've been on the ground, these reporters, reporting really the difficult news up close and personal with it. See the staff of this brilliant independent news organization, mintpressnews.com. Go to mintpressnews.com. Go to mintpressnews.com. We rely every day, whether we like to admit this or not, on the competition of ideas. Not just opinions of what passes Congress and what doesn't. How to feed the hungry, how to bring a more peaceful world, how to get resources to people who are literally losing their lives because they can't get to resources. When you talk about human rights, in countries where there's very little media, never mind an independent media, who is smuggling those stories out on their blog? Who is getting to the root of what really drives, certainly not the mainstream media. Don't expect this from the mainstream media. You'll also appreciate, get onto this website, mintpressnews.com. I really enjoy what I'm learning here, but get on their website. Would you see that they have a brilliant presentation on their exclusives? See the stories and the content that they are generating independent of any of the other media, but certainly they all have a background. The reporters, the investigators, the staff writers, the analysts all have a background at the big names that you know over the years. The Progressive, as I mentioned before, one of my favorites is, Yahoo News has really over the years been a terrific vehicle for getting ordinary people connected to the news. You have to have, if you are going to write effectively, if you're going to cover the news effectively, you have to understand the web, and they do. At the same time, The Guardian and The Progressive, at the same time, folks who have been on the ground in the Middle East covering some of the toughest stories in the world, Egypt, Israel. So I think now you know what we're talking about. The Mint Press News. Go to mintpressnews.com. Go to mintpressnews.com. Their Facebook page is Mint Press News MPN. Now, why am I excited about this? I love independent news. I don't like to read press releases issued by governments and corporations. I do like to read genuine reporting. Let me review what you'll be able to keep up with here. Right off the front page, this is right at the moment you land at mintpressnews.com. It's the latest on New Jersey's medical marijuana. Chevron fined $2 million for a refinery fire. I'm sure you've been following that. Iran's political prisoners. Walmart's $190,000 safety violations. And, of course, Obama and Putin lead this awesome website at national news, international news, foreign affairs, the environment. By the way, also podcasts, something that I always enjoy. a little bit of reflection. A page called Insights that you'll enjoy some amazing stories here. Follow the stories on this website, both the written, the podcasts, the various topics. But the bottom line is get connected to mintpressnews.com. Do I sound like the old guy who's catching up with the web, who's almost breathless from the web? You bet I am, and loving every minute of it. The Ed Till Show thoroughly enjoys, certainly, an independent media website like this, mintpressnews.com. That's mintpressnews.com. Go to mintpressnews.com. It's on Facebook as well, Mint Press News, MPN. But get there now. Take advantage of a great new organ of the media. How often do we get to say that? Congratulations for hearing about mintpressnews.com today here on the Ed Till Show.